Hello and welcome to Vlogmas. Today's Friday the 8th of December 2017 and it's the weekend and there is only 2 weekends to Christmas left, and that's definitely giving me that Friday feeling today. So in today's Vlogmas style Advent video I am bringing another movie franchise. This franchise has spanned 31 years and I don't think there's anybody around who wouldn't really not recognise this franchise. This film franchise contains one of the most famous film actors in the industry and one of the most recognisable artificial robots. They even developed time travel. I bring to you the Terminator franchise. Within the franchise we actually have 5 films. I've just got 3 of them here back on DVD. All the other copies of the films I've actually got digitally because time's moved on somewhat. Over the 5 films the general storyline is pretty much similar going through all of the films, apart from the fact that later on in the series you really have to have a complete understanding of time travel and changing timelines. The timeline story in Terminator is widely debated, and to be honest you really need a Brian Cox PhD in physics and nuclear physics and time travel and equations, and it is very, very difficult to understand with the moving and the toing and the throwing. But the general gist of the Terminator stories are that Skynet, an AI defense system, becomes self-aware, and when it becomes self-aware it analyses the actual world that we're living in and sees the human race as one of the biggest threats to the world and to itself, so it decides to wipe out the humans. In doing this, Skynet creates Terminators, artificial robots, to fight and destroy all of the humans, but they don't wage war straight away. Cleverly, Skynet turns the humans initially against each other and launches a nuclear strike from America against Russia. With this happening, Russia retaliates and launches a nuclear strike against America, and we get thus what was called Judgment Day. That's the day when nearly half of the world's population got wiped out in a nuclear holocaust. But us humans are a stubborn, determined bunch, and we fought back, and the resistance force was created to fight against the Terminators and Skynet. But Skynet, being a highly intelligent, self-aware AI system, even developed time travel, and to stop the main resistance leader John Connor they send a Terminator back in time to kill John Connor's mother, Sarah Connor. But John tries to stop this from happening, and also after acquiring the time travel technology sends back Kyle Reese, one of his most decorated and trustworthy lieutenants, back to stop the Terminator from killing his mom, Sarah Connor. One important fact of the movies, and I nearly missed this and I'm just going to slip it back in somewhere in my timeline, is that Kyle Reese going back to protect Sarah Connor actually gets it on with Sarah Connor in the very, very early films, and that's how we find out John Connor was born. So there is almost its own paradox within itself that John Connor, being the leader of the resistance, actually came about because Kyle Reese went back and had relations with Sarah Connor to be John Connor's dad. How about that? Throughout the films we then see the Terminator, the T-800, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, was actually stopped and reprogrammed and was then programmed to protect Sarah Connor. In doing this, Skynet sends back newer and newer versions of the Terminator model to then stop the T-800 from protecting Sarah Connor. Later on in the films, we even see the Skynet having a go at John Connor as a boy, and then trying to kill all different manner of people who were involved in Skynet. The timeline of the movies goes absolutely crazy, forwards and backs, and what we have as Judgment Day as a set date starts moving to different and different dates. The films have ranged from the original Terminator all the way back in 1984 to 2019. There is going to be a 6th Terminator film in the series. To me, it's one of the best movie franchises there ever been, and there are many one-liners, and the most famous being Arnie's "I'll be back." And before I go tonight, obviously you may be wondering about the 3D printed model here. A really great friend has lent this to me for tonight's video, and not long ago he had a 3D printer and he printed out this T-800 model, and it is absolutely cracking. And when he does get back onto the 3D printing, I'm going to get him to print one of these out for me, and I really want to get it painted up, and there'll surely be a video to come on the channel for that. So thank you for watching tonight's Vlogmas, and I will definitely be back tomorrow in the next one.